Hello everyone, my name is Mitz, and here we're back with Birth Me Code. So, as I mentioned like last time about the whole structure of the game, where if you finish down one route and you want to go to another, you actually have to see like all the individual choices you made at least once in order to like get speed through the flowchart to like get down on other routes or like continue the story along. So like, since I made choices that went with Nvidia, Ira, and Lux to talk to them and gain their trust, that means like I don't have to really have to see them again. I can just like like in the flowchart, I can just like pick that's the person I chose like to talk to in the moment, and I can just continue on and just skip ahead of the flowchart. But I had to go back and see every other person's choice to make, you know, the exact outcomes for that. Just a bit of a waypoint. It took me a bit longer than I guess normal to help figure it out. I actually got into a small bit of a ramble, like to try to figure things out and actually how to make sure to structure this entire thing editing. So, since this game is gonna be like from what I've seen, just from like going down like other routes, it doesn't seem like much of the game changes in overall like well, from what I've seen, I was skipping through most of it. Another thing to mention that the game is structured in a way that if you try to speed along to it, the game won't have you stop around like stuff you've never seen before. Like, it'll just skip over that too. That's just mostly in the way how the game is structured with the flowchart and the trust levels that developers I've seen mentioned like in a discussion that they couldn't really change it without it conflicting with the programming and code. So, just the like edit around that sort of stuff. Yeah, but let's bring it up. Like, this came to my mind, like, as I was going through about the ending I got. So it's like really strange that so like we're going into this like Akora, then also going into the assumption that is Serbia and Ira who like did this in like a gun or something. Like, what else can you explain like explosion to? But she mentioned before that she went back to the voting stands and all the guns were still there and present. Like, no one touched them, even though we, like, you know, unhooked them and, like, moved them around. That all of them were there. So, literally that brings about a few questions about exactly what this whole thing is. So either there's, like, three different possibilities top of my head, since we don't have all the information right now. So either Traitor has more power over this whole game system than the mastermind would, like, you know, like to believe, and, you know, somehow managed to get put in like you know, weapons and that for themselves later on, like a gun and with ammo and that, or like just left ammo in general just to use up like to kill off like, you know, who they believe that the real thing the mastermind is for the first off. Or maybe their friend, as they mentioned before, helped program the helmets and all different programming codes, all like they knew what was going on and just like, you know, start like made some fail safes to go against their friend. But then why would you, if they knew what's going on exactly? That brings the question their motivations as well, about like why help along with, you know, making all the different puzzles interfaces. Actually, why even give the puzzle in general if like, you know, if Pandora's friend is like, you know, along with his ride and like understands it, like, which has been like already proven, like, you know, they don't know anything that's going on, why even have the puzzles in general? Like, you know, not just because of hacking in general, just like almost like a fun, stupid, like jokey way, almost, you can say. Oh, what was else? So like the traitor like knew what was gonna happen with the whole game and like put guns in advance, or somehow we decided to put like guns else somewhere in the game and like the traitor found them, raises more questions than really answers. So it's strange. Oh yeah, also before I like skip along, just like go down to Serbia's route to like to talk to her and trust her to get rid of Serbia or Ira out of the way for the first voting. I want to show this because I went through this before to like try to get an understanding of like how the flowchart works. I thought this is interesting that the game actually does remember like what choices you make, and I don't know, it's probably gonna change it here, but the hints changed from what I saw. So like instead like this was supposed to be like answer is answer, it's now changed to hint 2 with an additional directive. And let's see what the second... Yeah, the second hint's exactly the same. As like, this is how I saw it when I went through it again. And the meaning behind Ancora. If that was the same hint as when I first went through this puzzle the very first time, I'm pretty sure I would not have guessed what that means. I had no idea what all those words mean, like Nvidia, Serbia, Luxuria, Titatia, Averita, all those different words, and Core and Pandora. Like, you know, would be different words to go with hope of all things, like over here. Like, then to help anchor into the other answer. Oh yeah, also, going through the menu of the main menu, there's a lexicon similar to guess excuse me, like the very first, like the Zero Escape games and AI Somnium Files in general, but different terminologies than that. And speaking of that, there's actually this whole definition about the 7 deadly sins, which they mentioned that there's actually 9, but then they got rid of 2. They don't elaborate any further, so I wonder what that is. I doubt it's Pandora and Ancora, because hope, and also like Pandora is like a figure, like, you know, opening the box for like the other sins. So what are the other 2? Does that mean like there's other 2 people in play here if they're gonna bring that up? Like maybe one of them is like, you know, like maybe one is like Pandora's friend, like, can help with the hacking helmets, and the other person is like maybe the person like we're avenging. That's another thing. Like I'll bring this up now too, about this whole game is all about like finding the traitor and killing them off, and apparently everyone here has a link together with the My Emptiness website page, but everyone has done a crime, and that like that means like that My Emptiness is like some sort of weird like deep web or black market kind of website where everyone like joins in for like like they commit some sort of crime, maybe just, you know, by their own lonesome by joining the site or just being a part of the members in general. But the crimes literally have nothing to do with Pandora trying to find the traitor, so like if the crimes have nothing to do with finding the traitor, then does that mean the traitor just like even more unforgivable to them, or must be some other nefarious reason for this happening? I'm actually curious like exactly how all the different crimes they committed go against. So far, the only hint we have for like someone's crime was Nvidia to Serbia, and that whole thing. Let's get through this. What was it like? Yeah, that's the only crime we have like hint to is Nvidia doing something to Serbia. Well, they're like in Serbia's like families are rich, so I don't really like. Like, it certainly seems like you should really snotty in that, so what else would do that? Oh yeah. So yeah, I have no idea what exactly his crime towards her would be. It's just, you know, they're group members as well. Oh yeah, also I didn't get this at the time, but literally every single piece, every person's clothing here, like, you know, they're wearing besides their helmets, that's literally what everyone was wearing before they got kidnapped. So what's the deal with Nvidia's outfit? Was he some sort of weird superhero, like costume or something like that? Because it oddly matches with the helmet, like really so. Or maybe the helmets are designed to go with the clothing. Well, I doubt that. I wonder if there's actually any symbolism about the different animals going to different people. It's kind of strange. Different rules of the me game. By going the mastermind to kill a traitor, why actually did you decide to go for the traitor and try to kill him off? Like, whatever the traitor did must have like constantly something really big for us, like Pandora, to like, you know, do this whole game, like even the risk of her own life and like, you know, being killed off just to have this whole entire thing happen. So what did they do exactly to, you know, cause such aggravation or something like that? Oh yeah, another thing that I like how Nvidia's like almost like ears of his helmet just like receded now, just like when he goes to different sprites. I just found that just amazing. Like that's really cool. Oh yeah, another thing, since this is probably just my own misunderstanding about the trust system, but after thinking over about the first voting, since we had the most trust with NVIDIA during the first voting session that came off, doesn't it mean that the person that has the most trust in us, like we had 66% for him, like they would kill himself off, like they would volunteer up, or like they somehow be dead upon first voting? Well, if that was the case, I definitely wouldn't have gone to talk to him very, very much more. That actually kind of explains that why the different helmets, like when we click on someone else's helmet, like the trust system actually went up too. It's actually just a level of manipulation, like to kill someone off, or like gain enough information to sway them to one opinion towards a person to kill them off. If I knew that from beforehand, I would have immediately gone for Serbia. Like, Jesus Christ, so far there's nothing redeemable about her, and I doubt she was meant to be taken in any other way to be even remotely a bit like a terrible person that you get to learn and know and trust as you go along. Yeah, no, I completely doubt that. I just completely solely doubt that. I just choked him out with spit, gosh dang it. So let's talk to Serbia and try to kill her off right now. NVIDIA stepped aside, understanding she wanted to introduce herself to her rabbit companion. Hey, I told NVIDIA my name. It's Encora. Encora, huh? Weird name. Anyway, stay on my way. I'm gonna open the door. Didn't get into words for Beaver to the handle, and... Oh, fuck, well, the door's actually locked. Yeah, it definitely seems like after, the choices, nothing much really changes in between them. Although... in the second set, actually, there's small different dialogue things, which I'll show again. I actually went along to try to understand exactly, so I'll just go through the exact same steps I went along to try to understand this and structure this. So I'll skip ahead towards then, and if I see anything else, which I most definitely skipped over through this whole time I went through this and skipping over things, then I'll show that too. This is the very start. This box we're never touching. It's we're gonna enter this room at some point. It's a keypad, so it has no notations. We don't have a code to it, but it's still there. So there must be purpose, and it was even mentioned and hinted at the very ending of my first dead route. The box remained shut. So what can even be in there? What does it mean? I doubt it, but. Could it be possible that the weapon was in there? It's very strange. Maybe Ira, if Ira was the person who killed us off with some weapon or gun, maybe he had opened it up without the other people knowing, and just took what was inside, just put it back. If he was a traitor, it would make sense. Because trying to figure out exactly how much the traitor knows and how much us Pandora would figure out. We're just getting spoon-fed information, exactly why the game is happening, even though they're a mastermind. The whole clothing information, how the machines and the intricacies work with the shotguns, they're not loaded, all the explosions of the helmet signs to the gun, it's just for show. Plus the fact that the shotguns that I mentioned before, you can only open them, you can only open, the different, boxes and, unlock shotguns when, on the podiums for people who died so far. So, even Encora mentioned that that was weird, it was maybe an oversight or something strange going on. Maybe more duping from either the traitor or the friend. Would one person actually be good enough to, make all this programming equipment, also, the different mechanisms and mechanics? I completely doubt that. Okay, second choice. We're gonna see Gula to see later option, because I'm pretty sure, wouldn't it be good to have, on her side to, maybe, go against Rubia, since they're at odds with each other, so that'd probably be the best option, right? Gula was hanging out a bit further away from the others. Upon seeing the girl approach her, she faced Encora and began talking without hesitation. Yes, greetings. Oh boy, I can't wait to continue reading and speaking out your high vocabulary. Do my low locations confuse? Yes, greetings, I am Gula. I've obviously been christened with something more palpable, but that is a nickname, I suppose. Oh boy, I'm gonna test out my grammar skills. No uninspired comments on my outfit if you value your security. My social security number, you say? Oh, I wasn't going to. I'm Ancora. At least, that's what we figured out. Ancora? That is strange for a name as well. Upon further thinking, our third party also neglected to properly show an interest in elaborating upon her designation. So, she didn't introduce herself. Quite. You have a very flowery speech pattern. Do I? It's contemporarily second nature to me, so forgive me should my turns become obnoxious. It's been obnoxious. I just didn't expect that from your looks. Gula snickered of a laugh that had nothing fancy to it. Judging one by their appearance ought to be a fatal mistake in this place. Oh yeah, this is the thing that changed, actually. Sir B happened to hear her, and she approached the duo while holding her hip in a condescending way. Oh boy, hold the presses, Buddy Girl asked him to tell us. You think so? Appearances are everything, especially for someone like me. Nice. My family's rich, and I could buy this school and everyone in it if I wanted. Enough of that vanity. What about your earthy label? My name? It's Serbia. Perhaps you all aren't aware of it, but it contains superb, which is my default. I'm gonna call you Bia, like Triss said, for biatch. Jesus Christ, I hold no sympathy towards you, no matter what. Is that why you always act like a bitch? Mr. B flipped the bird without hesitation. Nice. You can't change who you are. Well, you can't change who your name is then here either. I'm not a bitch, I just know I'm better than you lot. Nice. Even with strength, go fight Ira in that case. If there weren't people like me in this world, you all still be wallowing in mud. Your behavior is appalling. Quite frankly, I should be flabbergasted should your demise be delayed by any other death. If I knew the trust was gonna pick who was gonna die just on how much we talked to them, I would have went to Serbia full throttle immediately. If I knew this was gonna happen when we talked to Nvidia so much, I would never have done that. Never. Absolutely never. The fuck are you even saying? I think she's saying if you weren't the next one to die, she's going to be very surprised. I was actually a bit surprised too. Oh, why did I have to be Nvidia to sacrifice himself then? Oh. We'll see who's dying next soon enough. Oh yeah, you're gonna blame us for being the mastermind because your name is so weird? Okay. Even though we're the mastermind, like, Jesus Christ, you're so petty. The group of three dispersed following those words, leaving Cora alone to her thoughts. I can't believe nobody's thinking about the puzzle. This is all well and good, but it's there, you know? Are they gonna keep talking while ignoring the main pressing matter? Oh yeah, the puzzle. So from my, one of them is a traitor. If it was Ira, the whole gunshot should be, makes sense the traitor. I mean, there's another person, working who's the traitor? Oh boy, that's actually that's something immediately bad to think about. Be one traitor, but with someone, knowing, maybe if, one of these people know each other from the outside, maybe, they could work with each other? Although, why would Serbia and Ira work together? Unless, well, Ira just clung to Serbia for some reason, so it doesn't seem like Serbia, was manipulating him in some capacity, when we were around her, so, Oh yeah, and just from the flowcharts, it doesn't seem like the puzzles themselves, had different branching points based on the answers you put in, so... And let's look at the hints again, just to be sure. Additional directive, yeah. In the middle, sorted by meeting order. Meeting order. So, it's a pig. I'll skip through this when we get to, the next talking points. I I still don't understand why sat, ale, and pig are the exact code words in the middle. A loud clank echoed from behind. Oh, look, Serbia just fell on her behind again. Serbia fell down onto her ass, screaming some profanities. Motherfucker! Are you okay? Oh yeah, you're coming to her aid immediately. Interesting that he'd be the one to ask him how Serbia treated him just before. Either way, there can't be any harm checking up on them. Oh yeah, that's another thing. The mastermind actually hasn't met these people in advance, like in person, based on like how she talked to them before, like the speech impediment from Ira, like how people are dressed, like how Gula talked with the flowery expressions and that, the vocabulary and such. So literally, all the only connections we had to like traitor or something like that would be like my emptiness. Like, so what did the traitor do to get on our Pandora's bad side? It can't be like something to do with the crime, since it like seems like Pandora like even like was handing out drugs to someone. I reread the note again when we were going through the very first escape. It's like a whole black market crime syndicate thing. Looking around, and Core noticed Luxure was staring at the happenings at her instead. Not too far off, Nvidia had his arms crossed, even thought. Okay, I'm sorry, my good sir, but we cannot talk to you because I don't want you to die. So we're gonna talk to Ira. And maybe learn stuff to kill one of these two peoples off. Oh, this increased his by 33%. Does that mean that you talk to someone like individually like 3 times, like they're sure to die if my idea, like a theory about the whole manipulation trust system, like makes sense in the killing aspect? Because if so, we're never talking to Nvidia ever again, are we? And that's kind of sad. Except for flavor textures and conversations, Serbia was holding her head, muttering profanities while trembling. Oh boy. And Cora understood what happened very quickly after looking at the doorway and noting Serbia's height. Oh yeah, they're about the same height, so that definitely would have correlated to Ira being the person, like, with Serbia, if it was her there. It looks like she hit her helmet's ear in the doorway. Oh. Serves her, right? Yeah, I'm fine. This... Pandora's a total dumbass for giving me that helmet. I'm already tall, I don't need even more height, and especially if I can't see the damn things. Well, you got your head up in the clouds, huh? That's good then, you're okay? You think I need your pity? I think he was just trying to be nice. Yeah, right. Girl, listen, in here, there are no allies, so him being nice doesn't amount to much. I can agree with the whole trust thing in this situation, but Jesus Christ. Rabbit shrugged, one hand still holding the helmet. And it won't make this fucking helmet stop vibrating so hard anyway. Oh boy. Vibrating. And Cora and Ira stared at each other. Yeah, like, it's resonating. Holy shit, just get his noise! Okay. It's finally slowing down. Oh, it knocked off and, like, just vibrated like a bell. The rabbit took a few uneasy steps before setting it straight again. Just as though nothing happened, she walked back forward with the other students. Once Serbia had rejoined the group, the helmet shut down. And I don't think anything much changes, so continuing on. And we're at the hacking helmets. I've actually also, like, went back to, like, saw Iris 2. I actually saw this puzzle and, like, saw a bit of his scene. So I basically know what happened, but just, like, for clarity's sake, it seems like the way to go. Oh yeah, literally as I mentioned before, nothing has changed, like, in between the edits. Like, almost practically everything's been the same. There are 2 Eves. So this is already, like, the... I'll just wait a second. Maybe, like, if you want to figure out yourself. Or just pause right now, actually, because I'm just going to move this along quickly. So there's, like, usually another anagram for, like, with the letters of Raven and Veal. The V is in the center, we can't move that, so this is the only Eve we have. But the second Eve actually really isn't Eve, it's... Actually, it is an Eve, actually. It's actually like this. Leave. Eve. And this one is actually never leave. When I first went through this, I actually thought this was lever and Neve. And a different hand so we go along with this. Wait, there are two E's. Never leave. Find it from a Sorbia hack. We never hack. We never got. We never begin to give an option about Sorbia hack. So, maybe this thing we missed during the dialogue or not. Maybe like because I'm like trying to figure exactly how the flowchart works out. Like the different information just makes no sense to me because we're going through it several different times over. That's probably just my own fault, like trying to figure this out my own self. So sorry if that like makes the game act weirdly or not. And you solved it. I'm curious how the very, I keep mentioning before the S, how that even works. Not much is even really exactly known about that number, but why is it like a motif here? Like the helmets, like even for the puzzle transition. Don't think anyone actually knows about it. I and Mr. B were together, as expected. It was clear from the tone of the rabbit girl's voice that their current subject was meant to be a secret from the others. Yeah, we already know none of us know each other. Do you think they would be more suspicious if they knew, though? Like, is it really that big of a deal? Of course it is. None of these idiots know each other, so we have to act like we don't either. It's also it stays in the illusion of a fair playing field. Yeah, I guess it's as you say, as always. So, who are you gonna vote for? Not like we're there yet, but... While Ira was talking, he was looking around as if he was searching for something. On the other hand, Sorbia didn't lift a single finger, content to give a minimum of effort. Yay. I don't know. I don't trust any of them. Maybe I'll vote for you. Ira stopped what he was doing to look at her. Yay, thank you for that joke. She cackled slightly. It's a joke, dumbass. What's important is that you don't vote for me. You know, the only girlfriend who don't totally ever care enough to be around you to lose your ass. And that's the biggest reason why Ira's with him. With her, sorry. Toxic relationships. A big downvote for me. Yeah, you're right on that one, too. What's your plan for that? I just don't think anybody trusts you either. I'm not Pandora, so all I need to do is point the finger at someone else. That little bitch Cora has it coming, I think. Even though we talked to you and tried to get on your good side. Oh wow, even on different choices. Yay! Out of all of them, she's the one most likely to be lying. I don't know. She seemed very genuine to me. You sure you don't want my me card? Should be mimicked punching your nose at that suggestion. Your me card? Ira, I should deserve to have it, obviously. But Triss gave it to you, so I think I'll make an exception and let you have it. There's no way I touched something like that's been held by garbage. Does that mean like everyone is actually like very creeped out by Triss? It's like, is it... He has a skull bandana around, like, underneath his shirt. Creepy. Ira shrugged and slid the me card in his pocket. The two of them kept looking for more in complete silence. They don't have a really healthy relationship, huh? Nope, they do not, and I hope they break up and Ira gets out of there fast and pronto. But I doubt it's gonna happen because if my idea is right about the whole trust system, then Ira is gonna be the next one to go. And then Serbia won't have anyone else to control, actually. Oh boy. Just kind of, though. After wandering around a while, the duo stopped in front of a bench. Why did we stop? Did you see one? No, but I've been thinking. You wouldn't really vote for me, would you? I hope you do. No, of course not. Never thought of it even once. Good then. Look, we'll get out and leave all these little idiots in here behind us. What does that mean? Like, you're gonna have one other person left over. like, you know, the 6 votings, like there's gonna be 3 people survivors. If you believe there's 2 people, you're gonna have 1 person gonna be going with you, so have fun with that. Yeah, that would sound good to me. Oh my gosh, this came to my mind right now. So, like, you know how, like, the different, like everyone's vision blacks out when, like, everyone, like, gets a new rule from, like, me? Like, and the whole different, like, if you try to lift your helmet off your head, like, it'll be considered forfeiting your life. What happens to someone else during the whole time, or, like, anytime outside of the whole, like, where everyone can't see each other, like, if they fumble around the dark to feel someone else's body in that, to, like, remove their helmet, you lift someone else's helmet off, like, forcibly. Does that kill them? That would be really dark. Yeah, that would sound good to me. No sounds came around until Serbia broke it, stopping her tracks near their bench. Say, if we're all in mindedness, we all commit a crime, huh? I wonder what their crimes were. Maybe, just maybe, we can learn that when we can blackmail some of those chumps. Figuring that out will most likely be a decent mystery, but it just has nothing to do with a traitor trying to weed out from the group. Yeah, this was what I was talking about earlier about the crimes. I probably it was probably a bad idea to mention that beforehand, but it's just like mentioning my thing. But I was very like I was very irritated by like trying to figure it out, but I can't understand exactly why it's all happening, like the different trust systems. You can't exactly do all this without like seeing like, you know, how the different interactions play out with, like, you know, the different we need to go with different trust routes. So like I completely understand that, but just my fault because just a bit irritated by that going through it all over again. Oh boy. But maybe you can help me, so I better stay sharp. So if we find someone's crime and we can manipulate them, I can only assume we're gonna find out by hacking someone. Like maybe they're telling their crime to someone else, or like, you know, like they're just talking to themselves while they're searching. So far the only people who are searching by themselves are Nvidia and us. Maybe. You know, I don't get why you stutter so much. Are you really afraid or something? You've always been like this, but it's hella bad right now. Don't like that idea of fooling those bastards. No, it's like, I don't feel like anything has changed. Nothing has changed. It's just always been like this. Okay, well, good then. Oh, right there. There's a me card. Under one of the benches was a small key card, much like the ones that came from their respective rooms. Serbia pocketed it. Think we should go back to the others? There's nothing here but rubble. Well, of course we should. Come on, Ira. Oh yeah, wasn't the other me card you found, like you had on your person? Like in a second one, you just had in your clothes? Oh gosh, like my god, you're so manipulative. And this is the bad manipulative kind. Come on, Ira, it's a rhetorical question. What I say is law, remember? So you're above the law? Yeah, what you say is law, Bia. Oh my god, you need to get away from her so badly. Gotta know we understand each other. Hey, look over there. What the heck is he doing? She pointed at Nvidia as he came out from within the girls' bathroom on the other side of the crossroads. Huh. Ira shrugged at that. I guess he's just being thorough. My guess is that he's got no me card yet. I like to say it sucks for him, but we do have to find them, so... What a fucking pain. If he doesn't find one, we'll have to look around even more. We should join up with the others anyway. Yeah, it's his problem as far as I'm concerned. I don't give a fuck about any of the chumps here. Maybe they'll think I'm an ass, but what's it gonna matter if they all end up dying anyway? I'll kill all of them if it meant I could get out. Even kill your boyfriend? She closed her hands in fists, though despite her stance, it's clear to imagine that she felt more powerless than anything else. Oh wow, you feel powerless, Look, just calm down, okay? At least let's go through the votes so that's fair. If violence comes to it, though. He punched his other hand while they walked off. Fair? Life isn't fair, and you know that better than anybody else. But fine, I'll at least agree to go with the votes as long as I have the advantage. By the way, do you not remember what happened before we were brought here? I'm having issues thinking about what I was doing this morning. I guess there is a side effect to this generalized sedation after all. Oh, so it's not amnesia. I think I forgot that detail. It's sedation, like, huh. I can't remember some things, but like not normal things you expect me to remember. I remember what I think my crime was, but I can't remember what I ate for breakfast. Well, you're in the minority then, because I can clearly remember everything I want to recall. So what did you have for breakfast? I don't want to remember, so I'm not saying. Oh, yay, nice cover. Sounds awfully convenient to me. Maybe you can't remember either. Just admit it. Should be a change the subject following his sting. I didn't get you for your brain, but your brawn, so shut up and do what I say. Yay. Oh, I thought you were above everyone, even in brains and strength. Oh, but now you're telling me you would take it with him for strength? Oh no, looks like you're less than someone at something. Oh, that must be terrible for you. I don't even care if I'm so hostile towards her, I just don't care. Ira's kind of like her bodyguard then. That's interesting. As long as he's there, Ira will always act in Sir B's favor, it seems. And I understand, that gives, like, that sort of explains why he was, like, so following her along in the main vote. First main vote, so, huh. However, she doesn't seem to be giving much of a care about him. Maybe she could be tricked into taking him out somehow. If Ira's the one who dies, then she'd lose her bodyguard and a lot of her threat by the same occasion. And by that token, no one would want to be with her! Yay! It actually sounds like a great win-win situation for my end. Both mastermind stake in me. That sounds so harsh, but Jesus, I don't like her in the slightest. Why not get rid of Sir B instead? Well, if it's like a choice between Serbia or Ira, then I guess Serbia. Because she's a dumbass and she's easily manipulated by anything that works in her favor. That makes sense, actually. Ira might always disagree with her, but if he's her yes man, then she'll need another pillar when he's gone. Does that mean she needs to find someone else to, like, you know, work off of and manipulate, or like we to give her one forward, like to manipulate her with? Oh boy. All of a sudden, frequency switch interrupting the feed, which cut and restored Ankor's helmet. Okay, so from this point on, I'm probably gonna go like this, like non-cut, like to go to the main vote, since it seems like, you know, from here. But literally, the things that it cut in between, like none of that really changed, from my knowledge. Been going through that slowly, so nothing much has changed. An hour and 20 minutes have passed since the beginning of the game. Oh, also, like, well, that's again, like, in the comments, like, I know I asked before, but for the time being, like, I'll just, like, when we have to go back and, like, see the other people's, like, trust, like, whether in the future, like, when we have to go back to see, like, either Rita's, like, to trust, get her trust from her, or Trisatia's, then I'll just, like, cut it up like that. Unless you want me to go from the very beginning and go all the way to the main game to, like, different routes, which I doubt you would want that, but yeah, I'm just gonna leave the offer out there. So if you see otherwise, I'll just edit it together, like, to see the relevant bits, like that we haven't seen before. An hour and 20 minutes have passed at the beginning of the game. Only 40 minutes till everyone dies as no vote is put in. Ankor climbed up the stairs. She felt a presence behind her. Upon looking back, she saw a video following her. Hey, do you know who you're voting for yet? No, not yet. What does he want exactly? Not this much change, but yeah. I thought, I'm good to vote for whoever you will. Thinking about it logically, if we all vote for a different person, we'll get into a deadlock, so... That makes sense, but is this just a poorly thought lure into a false sense of security? Oh, okay, but I'm still not sure yet. And I actually think he actually does trust us, unless our, like, opinion, like, you know, when we actually, like, when we get to the main game and beyond, like, this is all just a ploy, but in the first main game it seems like it was all genuine, so I still like you. I think we need to talk it over. If you think that's a better way, I'd know that if we talk about it, things might turn bloody. And here, there's no way to train anyone, and whoever we're going to vote for won't let it happen so easily. That makes sense, but we're still missing details. How will the vote be determined? What's inside the cylinder exactly? We'll know the answer to those questions very soon. And here we are. The driver looks out when they reach the top of the stairs and join the others in front of the cylinder. There's a gigantic structure rising to the floor all the way to the ceiling. This doesn't look like it belongs to school, no matter how you look at it. No shit, Sherlock. Of course it doesn't belong here. What are you, an idiot? Oh, I hope you die so badly. Oh, gosh. All 8 participants stood in a circle around the black cylinder, waiting for something to happen. When it clear nothing would automatically trigger, they got impatient and searched the surface. What's the big deal? We don't have a lot of time. I think close to an hour and a half already went by as now. It's the 4th of our time. Oh, but you dumb shit. Will you cease your incessant auditory pollution pertaining to every single element belonging to any situation whatsoever? Oh god. Every single time I talk, when I speak as her, my breath just goes away. Why? This 3-dimensional cervicular object is constelled with card slots around its perimeter, and one is labeled cow. And other names. I don't think you'll fit in there, even if your body is also labeled cow. So I can't fit in my own body, because it's my body. I'm probably just making the exact same jokes before, but I presume you're having a plethora of exciting times at my expense. What if you shut up already? You're giving me a headache. If you're not willing to figure out how this works without jumping each other's throats, you might as well die first. But their faces not being visible at the moment, it was clear Gula and Sir B were glaring at each other, until both miraculously saw reason and dropped it. When I see anything different happens, like leading up into the vote. So obviously, like, the vote itself would be different. Anyway, as I found out with A, but the console surrounding this thing might help us as we insert our cards. I'm assuming we each have a specific spot. Didn't Me say she would give us further instructions anyway? Yeah, she said she was going to come back when we were going to vote, didn't she? Technically not time to vote just yet. The cards need to be in first. Okay, let's insert our Me cards and we'll see then. All of them agreed, and mechanically, their hands all pushed their Me cards in the corresponding slot in each console. For a brief moment, nothing happened. I knew this was stupid. Did we do something wrong? No, I don't think so. Me said we needed 9 Me cards to open this at first, right? Yeah, we're supposed to be 9 here. Fine then. I guess you all need my help. Sir B reached into her skirt. Skirt? Why do I keep saying skirt? Shirt. And pulled out another Me card from ceiling nowhere. Jeez. All the others stared at her accusingly, despite the mask covering all of their faces. She probably got that Me card from the bench, like when we saw around. None of them said anything, prompting her to indignantly huff back at them. Unless she found like the Me card when the frequencies changed the masks. Oh, what now? You're gonna tell me I'm a bad girl for concealing a Me card? Yes, 100% bad. Bitch, please. I said you wouldn't have done the same to secure yourself your next votes. She went to the leftover console, which was handed and entered the Me card into it. Once that was done, she waited a little before walking back to the console labeled Rabbit. All of a sudden, right when she took her spot, Me appeared to all of them. I want to get a better understanding because I was just blindly reading toward it because I want to get a better understanding, but it's a long dialogue change for like the voting. Oh, how splendid! You have made it to your first vote. Though the implications of what will happen is really terrifying, I still take delight in knowing you're safe and ready. You can't see it just yet, but the cylinder in the middle will be gone. You might currently be feeling a receipt to the ground. In front of you, once your vision will come back, will be a shotgun. Yay! How does any shotgun? It's a specially made shotgun with which you can attach to the frontal hexagon of your masks. Nice. You have 10 minutes to attach your helmet to it upon the insertion of Me card, and put in your vote or you'll be surrendered your right to live. It is non-negotiable. 100% certain chance of death. The 6 hours timer will be paused for those 10 minutes. That means you can indeed survive 10 minutes longer than the timer allows if you do it right on the hour. You will no longer need to unlock the cylinder, so you may put your next cards directly into the contraption in the middle if you wish to give it away your right to vote and kill your indiscriminate leisure. Remember, you still need 2 voting sessions to unlock the way in. The 10 minutes timer will start now. This is probably one of the final times I will be speaking to you like this. If anything important happens, I will still intercede, but otherwise, we'll be saying bye-bye. I will have one final announcement ready after your vote has ended. Unfortunately, one of you won't be able to see it, which is really so sad. I better not be in video again, I swear to God. I'll see you later. Bye. Bye, Me. Everyone's vision faded back to reality again, and this time as Me promised, a shotgun was waiting for them right in front of their helmets. Everyone looked at them with great apprehension. If you think I'm going to just do whatever you say to me, you're a goddamn idiot. I'm going to put their face on a barrel of a shotgun. We have 10 minutes. There's no time to think. Quick, put your face in the shotgun or you're going to die. As squeamish as I am to locate my visage in front of an instrument of death, there is no objection. Almost simultaneously, all the students and the teacher pushed the front of their helmets against the symbol on the end of the shotguns, slid into the indentations and locked themselves in place. Time to see who gets blasted. I hope to God it's Serbia. And here we go. We still have to decide over who we're voting for, right? I think we should talk about it quickly then. We don't have a lot of time. I think Cora's the mastermind. Oh boy, how's this gonna change? Let's vote for her. I guess I'm in. I'll send to admit it. I hold no objections. So far nothing has really changed. So maybe like the very first passing segment is like normal, but the second half is like what's different. Wait, that's way too hasty. Where is that coming from? I don't think the mastermind is Cora. Oh yeah, NVIDIA still trusts us even when we don't talk to him. Sounds a little too quick to me too. Is it because her name doesn't fit with the sins? Do you have another option then? If not, we'll vote for the most suspicious one, and that right now is totally Cora. She's way too good with the puzzle we had to do, and her name basically screams Pandora. Something like that, I guess. Your relationship, oh my god. I'm none too bothered with my vote unless your common opinion aims the proverbial firearm at my own self. Yay. You guys really should care more, because the faster the real mastermind dies, the earlier we're out of here. Besides, none of this really makes for the mastermind, does it? Yeah, but we're only two who think that way. What about the others? Ava? Lux? We don't have any other choice. It's gotta be her, right? Who else could it be among all of us? I'm not sure about my vote just yet, but I'll go with the majority sides. It could be any of us, but I'd like to hear what Cora has to say about it. They're latching to the first option that's taken personally. Despicably self-centered. I thought when I was going through this first vote, it would be like sort of like normally like we like start like piece together evidence, or like we just form our own argument, like different like multiple choice things, or like where like or almost similar to how Dinger with V3 had these lie bullets. Like we pick up evidence, like, you know, like, and we like use evidence like to lie our ass off to the point of suspicion of someone else based on what we saw in the helmets or not. That'd been really interesting. Although I can imagine it'll be a writing hell to do that, but it'd be very satisfying and cool to see. And Cora to think fast. She'd hate stressful situations, but she had no choice now. So far, it looks like everyone except NVIDIA and Trusted Tia were going to vote for her. She needed to tip the balance to convince at least two of the others to vote for someone else. Was there anything she could say in her defense while putting the blame onto someone else? I guess it'll all depend on what I've seen and learned so far. Yeah. Do you guys think it's weird how Bia is taking the lead and trying to steer you? Explain your reasoning. You're looking to kill the real Pandora, right? She was all on board about treating the previous deaths of Pandora, but now she's trying to have me killed. I'm not Pandora anyway. Oh, have fun proving that. If we can't prove that, how are you gonna prove that? Have fun with that. You can say whatever you want. Need to remind you that you're the most suspicious one in here. Yeah, we all committed a crime, but by naming conventions, we're the most suspicious. Yay! Even though we are the mastermind, but the naming conventions, Jesus fucking Christ. You already said your reasoning, but can you elaborate a bit? I'm not an idiot, so I noticed your name was weird. It sounds like Pandora for one. It's also not a deadly sin. And also, you haven't been exploring with the others earlier. I saw you hanging around by the bathrooms. I feel like you don't need to do it because you know everything already. Repeating those points quickly is mandatory. It's a little time now. And Cora took a deep breath. There wasn't much time to say everything she wanted to say, and any wrong step could spell her doom. Pandora could have taken anyone's name, which includes you too, so why am I the most suspicious? Before you answer that, consider this. How did you come to the conclusion your name is actually Serbia? There was a paper in our room. We clearly answered the right disk of the room. No way. The answer we had to yell wasn't our names. It was linked to all of us shared. In other words, my emptiness. Unless everyone's rooms are different, but for the time being, I assume everyone's rooms were the same. I'm probably elaborating the same exact things I said in the first vote, but I don't remember because that was a few days ago. She's right. We know these names because we all remembered them, not because we read them on paper. I suppose this misguided on Bia's part. However, my suspicions situate themselves on Cora, regardless given the other accusations. name is so whack and sounds like Pandora anyway. There's a P inching the D into a C, and there you go. And Cora. Oh yay, anagram conventions. Nothing's changed so far. No, it's not as she chose it, much like you, she has amnesia. However, I assume the mastermind is faking it. Be this as it may, well, perhaps. Seems like we're making some kind of headway. Rita's giving them a little bit too much to think about, but hopefully nobody's going to notice the hint she just gave them all. See, the name means nothing. Why would I pick the name that would make me look most suspicious? Let's say you're right, and the mastermind made sure that the 9th person died to take their name. What's safer bet to not be found out? A strange name, or one of those conforming to the model? Logically speaking, I think you picked the name conforming to the model to blend in, but as if your goal is to not be found out. Then again, I don't know what kind of goal would have you want to be found. And what is our goal here? Among us, we had to kill the real face of me, the mastermind. It wouldn't be much of a game if it was so easy we'd find Pandora the first vote without any kind of clue other than guesswork. Don't tell me you're all buying this. The rest psychology might have a good chance at swinging their opinions. Look, you've been a huge bitch to everyone, so I don't see why I should follow you more than Cora. It's true the name and Cora doesn't fit with the rest, but... Word. I personally would rather just vote on the issues in the group first, and you're pretty high on the list right now. I'm still entirely convinced, though. There's a lot to what you're ascertaining. We still need more information. Until then, we don't have a choice. Yuri is remaining silent. I think she's considering what's been said so far. Maybe she's been swayed already, which means only one more needs to be convinced. Instead of looking at what's most suspicious, we should turn the chessboard over and think like Pandora. For example, what wrongful assumptions could we have made about her? She said she's among us, but she could be lying. I don't see why she'd want to put herself in danger. Also, Pandora being a girl's name is dangerous to assume too. The most likely scenario is that Pandora says a girl instead of boy, and we've been misguided from the start. She does bring a good point with this. Pandora is more like a girl, just a name, but it's possible she's a guy pretending to be a girl. That's if we think that they would be much less suspicious that way. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, but we're really out of time soon. I doubt Vicky or Triss would be Pandora. You're both smart enough it would seem too likely. Only viable culprit for the least likely possibility is Ira. Wait, you don't actually think that, do you? Fuck off, Ava. He's stupid. He's not Pandora. Stupid, huh? Everything's going exactly the same, so the Faden is gonna be like... what's gonna be different. Please don't sell each other, this isn't going anywhere. Maybe Cora's right. I'm just saying it how it is, and I already know he's a bit of a dunce. Just a little bit more and we'll get it. Iris seems to be getting weird and angry, and Lux is getting on the train, trying to drop the bomb and secure the outcome. And how do you know all that about him? You seem very familiar with each other. It's almost like you got a relationship together. Something you don't want us to find out. That's a complete lie. Bia? No, shut up. I won't have any of it. It's stupid. Either vote for me or die like everyone else, or else you'll be dead wrong. Cora's grasping at straws. Is that why you're suddenly way nervous about it? You're a bad liar, Bia. Is that the truth, then? Speak up, Bunny. That's not the truth at all, just a stupid lie! Bia. Shut up, say nothing, you imbecile. You're dumb if you think... Yeah, you... Okay, so let's assume we do. What then? What does it matter? Is that gonna turn us into the mastermind or something? But hey, we should tell them. No, stop talking. The only reason why you're not a barefoot hobo is me, so you're gonna listen. Oh my god, that's... Oh my god. So... So you just saw someone who was strong in the wayside, picked him up, just had your own fucking bodyguard like this. Oh my god, you really need to die. Jesus Christ. At that point, Ira closed his hands and fist and punched against the console, causing Sabrina to shut up after releasing a small cry of surprise. No, you shut up. You treat me like shit all the time. Ooh. It's poor Ira this and poor Ira that. You think you can act like you do because you're rich. I don't need your pity. I don't need your money. Look, before this starts degenerating, yeah, we're dating. Not only are we dating, but I can show you that she's the real deal. She's not an imposter. I know her well enough for that. She's like this all the time. But me? I'm an accomplice. What are you saying? Just vote for Cora. No, I'm not voting for Cora. I'm voting for myself. I went against her Bia, which clearly was making her increasingly angry as seconds passed. I'm an accomplice, so vote for me. All of you, vote for me. It's a better future than living it out with you like this. Considering this, my personal choice, my decision. Whoa. So basically the person with the highest trust, like, tries to kill himself off then? Wait, whoa, 99%. Oh, Jesus, whoa. That's kind of expected, honestly. Couldn't they just, you know, break up? It'd probably be oh my god. Maybe the relationship is so ingrained into his own, like, livelihood, like, he can't live without her. Like, if he breaks up with her, oh my god. He's in the most toughest spot imaginable, Jesus Christ. No, you're not! I'm not voting for your dumbass self, I'm just what? Nopia, you're just mad because this is my choice. That's been my crime, anyway. My crime is that I'm an accomplice to all the bad shit going on here, and I want you to kill Cora too. For the first time, Sorbia seemed to be at a loss for words. His tone had definitely changed. You're an accomplice to everything here? Huh. He wasn't even stuttering anymore. No one else dared interrupting their discussion. How can you say that? I've never... I can say it because I'm tired of it. Maybe you'll be less of a sad sack in the future. I'd rather die and teach you that life is shit when you're alone. I'd rather die than vote for someone who doesn't deserve it, Bia. This is what I can do. This is all I can do in defiance. Sorbia smashed her fist against the button to vote, her hand trembling for a few moments. To anyone who stared at her, it was clear her ego had taken a decent blow. Yes, I'm having this. You did this to yourself, Ira. Fucking idiot. You won't make me feel bad over it. We'll see about that after I'm dead. And for everyone else, I'll see you in the afterlife. Our lives contour like this? Just what we deserve, isn't it? But I won't stand for it still. Find an asshole and kill them. That is my wish. Call me Ira pushed the button. From Cora's view, it wasn't clear who he voted for, but from his tone, it made crystal clear he voted for himself. Silence set in until everyone realized they had only a few seconds to prepare before the shotguns were going to fire. Immediately everyone voted. So they voted for Ira. Nvidia, Trustee, and Sorbia probably voted for him just now. With their votes, that's 4. This is going to be a majority vote. I don't know if he was a traitor, but he didn't feel like it. For the vote. For what it'll matter, sorry Ira, I can't let your wish come true. Oh boy. And I doubt I remember which choice to make here because majority from what we saw. So, the screens above the voting console set on to Ira's symbol. It was clear that what would follow was his execution. Is the shotgun and death gonna be the same? Every shotgun by the victims released their hold, believing the person to witness the macabre outcome. It took only a moment for the gunshot to come. It's like I'd shot Ira at point-blank range, but in reality, there were no bullet holes in the helmet he wore. Time slowed down. Eventually, everything froze. Lying in the sun. We're back to this. Hello. Who are you? I don't know. Some say my name is Pandora. Hello then, Pandora. I think I'm dead. Are you sure? You don't look dead to me. I can't move. I mean, I can, but it's strange. Is what's moving just my mind? Okay, so this is like a simulation? I guess you're dead then, but death is fine too. Yeah, now that you mention it, I guess so. It's kind of hard to make out who's talking. It feels like when you talk, I'm talking too. What does that mean? Maybe you're part of me now, because I remember you. Is that so? What kind of person was I? You're an idiot. A strong body, but a weak mind. You let someone control you. Your aspirations were weak. All that was on your mind was the person who tortured you. Wow. You helped them do something horrible, didn't you? I remember now. You're right. I was an idiot. I didn't choose to be poor. It just happened like that. Alone with Mom, no more income. I had to stay strong for the family. Then then someone came in. A helper. They provided all I needed. They were my light, my only way out. Then it was all ruined. What happened to ruin it? Pride. Stupid pride blinded them. But part of it was my fault too. I refused to change. Common mistake. I was an accomplice to a crime I hated. That desire blinded me, but I couldn't help it. Chasing after a ghost? That's what life was. Oh boy, just driftlessly endless, wandering around. At least I did something. Are you sure? No, maybe it's just me wishing I did. Because if I did nothing, why was I alive? If this is all a simulation, the mastermind is understands everything behind this. Maybe that's why the dead end was actually so anticlimactic, actually. Like, the death thing entirely. Like, expecting it almost. Because if I'd done nothing, why was I alive? There was nothing. It sucked. Or maybe this is a conversation beforehand, just like online or something like that. Do you remember how you died? Huh? Well, it doesn't really make sense with beforehand. Well, that's like the conversation context going on, but it's a thought. If it's not simulation, then I don't know what it is. Huh? Not really, no. Does it matter? Yes. It matters because when you died, it was your choice. Even if you say you'd done nothing, you did choose then. No one was controlling you. So, I did something. That's good. I just hope when I died, I was doing the right thing. Thankfully, it doesn't matter now. Yeah, it doesn't matter now, does it? Nothing does. Though, before I'm done, I want to know my name. Your name? You don't recall? No, I don't know what it is. You sure? Well, there's something, but I don't know if that's right. What is it? I think it's Marco. Marco. That actually fits you. And your surname? I don't know. Can you confirm it? Your name's Alex. Alex Seville. Okay. I mean, that's weird. That I ended up forgetting my name. Maybe it's Alex. Even that doesn't matter now, though. Dust to dust, ashes to ashes. You surrendered your right to live. I'll not carry your memory. Thanks. Well, that's done now. Yeah. Well, that's done now. As time resumed its flow, the aftermath of the vote's outcome rang through in Cora's head again. One in the group was a dead body. Ah, boy. Right after where the detonation came from it. Our head became engulfed in a cloud of smoke and dust. Everyone watched in silent horror at what their vote had caused. After everything settled down, they were expecting to see a limp corpse. The result wasn't too far off the mark, but instead of being merely a corpse, it was a headless corpse. There was nothing left above the shoulders. The smallest of the bunch immediately reverted gaze to disappear the other side of the consoles. There was no dead body and no explosion. There was no pool of blood marring the ground in its deadly crimson hue. The flood from the neck had caused the floor to take on a reddish tint. Earth rivulets, the liquid scatters wooden drops of rain. Unlike raindrops, which washed, these drying spots remained, reminding that this was real and that someone had died. Wait, just keep in mind right now, if the helmets were made and programmed by Pandora's friend, like in the puzzles there, just his way of messing about, did he also program the way the helmets detonate too? Since the shotguns don't really do anything. How is he not suspicious about that? The helmets were meant to be worn, and someone else, and your friend commissioned to ask you to help make with these. How would you not be suspicious? It's like even death was lucky. An opportunity like this won't appear itself. Next time, it'll be harder. It happened, did it not? Yeah. Ira's dead. dust has settled. How are you gonna react to this? The dust slowly cleared as the seconds passed. Serbia's hands were closed in fists, and she was trembling. With her previous countenance, it was clear that Rabbit had been affected by the outcome. I was lucky he wasn't my primary target. A clean waste. At least Serbia's lost upon. Let's go. We have more cards to find in so little time. I agree. At least you're back alive. I agree, this scene is... the smell is particularly terrible too. It's just a fucking dead body. You're out from my emptiness. Put on your thick skin. The reality of the situation was slowly sinking inside. Serbia looked at it in video while the boy was accusing her. His blood is on your hands as much as all the people you've mistreated. You drove him to this point. That is none of your concern. Mind your own self. Nvidia shook his head and walked away, prematurely interrupting the conversation. It was clear that Serbia wouldn't be winning anybody's trust anytime soon. The prospects did not please her at all. And Cora looked around. Avery had gone missing as soon as she went free, most likely to search for another me card. The same for Gula, who had left just then. The only ones remaining around the consoles were Serbia and Cora, Luxuria, and Trissatia. You don't seem really affected by it, Triss. Trissatia finally stared back at Cora, shrugging. People live and die. Do you know what percentage of the human population is still alive out of our entire history? Mathematically, that's around 70.50%. Each death doesn't even make it budge that much. There's like 7 billion people out there, like right now, currently. That's just even a harsh way to look at it. Like, one bit death doesn't matter because, thinking of it from the whole, like, you're just a small speck in the universe. Just playing God, then. Again, Trissatia shrugged. What you see here is just a result. A real result, mind you. Okay, that's a weird way to put it. Okay, then. This is the reason why everyone is thinking he was creepy? I was a bit concerned before, but I got a weird sense from it, but I guess now it makes sense? It was a result brought on by what we perceive as real, like the Thomas theorem. If men define situations as real, they are real in their consequences. It's a little like a placebo. So you just say like, oh, none of this is happening, none of this is real, you're just gonna assume it's not, and like basically everything that comes like in the future is just not gonna be real to you either. That's terrible. We didn't really know if this entire thing was real. If it was a joke or not. Well, it's just proved now. Maybe some of us didn't take it seriously. But the consequence is real now. We needed this wake-up call. Let me ask you, what's so peculiar about Ira's dead body? He pointed to the lack of a head. We were all in front of a shotgun. The one in front of him fired, but there were no bullet wounds. Those guns might not actually shoot, but we still die when they get us. It doesn't matter. We didn't get the mastermind. Elias looked at her. It was a real worry. With a timer ticking down again, they had a job to fulfill. Truth be told, the game will really only end the moment I find out the traitor. It's to manipulate them into thinking they won. As this really is a simulator, we're just gonna keep going on whether we live and die, and we just figure on until we like figure out the traitor is, and like immediately then game cuts out. None of this ever happened to everyone, and then you just deal with that traitor then shortly. I wonder how this comes into play with the last game, Head as Code, and like what technically will be the third game next. I wonder how that was gonna play then, huh? I suppose we'll just have to keep the train going. Hopefully I'm not next to die. Me neither. Nobody here probably would wish to die next. Even with this, I'm not gonna offer myself up, even though I'm sure you've all made up your mind on your next vote already. It's not as though death is this terrible. Some death is. Sometimes that's why the phrase "a fate worse than death" exists, right? I mean, dead for like an eternity before we were born. And yeah, that too, actually. Just an endless sea of void before we, like, you know, managed to, like, have even the vaguest, like, feelings and perceptions of thinking, feeling, and touch, and sound, sight, and smell, and that kind of stuff. Huh. Dying is just returning to that state. For all eternity this time. for Ira that just came earlier than the rest of us. The dead don't give a shit about what their corpse looks like. That's a way to put it. He sighed after talking, leaving the surroundings shortly thereafter. His tone had been completely void of any care for the deceased. Mr. B looked after him, most likely to search for a new me card, but not without looking at the dead body one last time. And the remaining one was Luxuria. Are we gonna see the human fiddle around with the guns again? And Cora approached her. The girl was sobbing lightly into her mask. Despite her nature, Cora was having issues ignoring the girl while she was clearly distraught. We can go elsewhere if you want. I guess. I can't believe this has actually happened. Twice now. Twice a beheading. Twice? The others from when the girl got the wrong guess, most likely. Oh. And then Cora noticed when she wandered closer, Luxuria was extremely destabilized with the event. To the point she was not only hugging herself in fear, but also on the verge of mental collapse. Want to help me put in the cards into the slots in the middle? We had to do it at some point, so we might as well fill all 9 cards in. Okay. It's also be the same without Sir Bia watching over us. The angle of her helmet showed she gave a glance towards the headless corpse before she set up to work alongside Cora. Until they began collecting the deactivated cards and consoles, careful not to wander in front of one of the shotguns. But too stupid if one of them fired by mistake. It's obvious they can't fire unless a vote is cast, and they don't shoot real bullets. Yeah, it's all from the helmet side. What's the point of the showmanship? Lex, do you trust me? Cora asked the question, though she didn't quickly really answer the girl. She was surprised she nodded when they were putting the cards into the bomb. Yeah, a little now. BS doesn't look all too good right to me. And we should team up, I think. You're too behind to help, so I think I can trust you. We should do something for her, to reach out to her. She's clearly shaking, don't you think? Sure, why not? I see. Well, I trust you too, Lux. You're right, we should team up. As for Bia, maybe... Sure. Getting some allies to vote for the next round, whatever that will be. Do you trust Ulra too? I noticed you two went off together earlier. Yeah! Ulra's actually really nice, even if she looks a little odd. She gave me the meat card we found, you know? That sounds nice, right? In that case, maybe Ulra can be part of the team. Well, I don't know much about her myself. We should talk with her later. And Cora tried to think of who else they could trust and add to their team. Judging by what they've been told, they were going through the same thing over and over. The others most likely considered that process too. Having a puzzle room, getting me cards, voting, opening the way further in. Repeat. Is this what insanity is? Doing the same thing over and over to the different results? I guess that's exactly what's happening here with if this is really the simulation just from that, what I theorize to be simulation, that we're just going through this over and over again, like the whole, like figuring out the traitor is, because the traitor did something almost indescriptibly bad. Luxuria had stopped moving in front of one of the consoles. Let's be examining it more closely. It was Ira's console. After a few moments of silence, she joined in Cora again. Did she have an issue removing the card? I think Vinny could be a good member of the team too. Yeah, okay, that sounds good. But then Cora could tell her mind was elsewhere. I'll go check with the others. Put the rest of the cards in, okay? She gave a half-hearted wave that Luxuria didn't even reply to. It's probably a better idea to get to the others and help them with the puzzle, just so things keep going smoothly. And Cora met with the others. Tristatia and Averita were huddled near a square panel reminiscent of one from before. Oh, this is different. Hey, Cora. We're trying to solve this. I guess you two trust each other, since you were both in the same room to start and you went off together. So yeah. Hey, Cora, we're trying to solve this. Give us a hand, will you? I'm not very good at this. I only know what I know. Before either of them could do anything else, their britches turned into a familiar fake environment once more. Oh yeah, I forgot. Me wasn't giving instructions. Oh yeah, after the vote happens, me mentioned it before, but like another announcement. I wonder how if it's different or not. I doubt it, but I wouldn't hurt to like get it back in my just burrow it into my brainy weenie through the temple or through the ears. Greetings once more. I'm sure you'd rather not see me again, not to the vote and your fourth witness with dead body. I would like to remind you that there will be 5 more in total today other than this one, so you should strap yourselves in. The contest isn't over yet. So the trust continues on to the who the highest dies. Invidi's not going on that list. I don't care. Far from it. Although I already know I'll be very sad if he's a traitor. I like him too much. I'm probably sticking too much emotional baggage onto him. Fortunately for you, you now have an hour of respite. Please use your time well. We'll be headed towards more of those education rooms now. If you remember the room you woke up in, they're a little like that. Actually, I wonder, are we, like, ever gonna go back to those rooms? Like, the box, like, I know, like we said before, but, I wonder.